All right, so in this video lesson, we're going to go over the second half of our points, lines, and planes lesson. So example 3 is asking us to give another name for segment TR. So if we look here, we can see that our segment TR is right here. And remember, when we're naming segments, the order in which we write the points does not matter. So the segment TR can also be named segment RT. Example 4. Name all the rays with endpoint P. Which of these are opposite rays? So let's take a look at what we have here. So we have 4 different rays that have this endpoint P here. So we have this ray in yellow, this ray in blue, our green ray, and then this one in orange. The orange one is PQ, our yellow one is PR. Now do note when we write the rays, the P has to go first because that's the endpoint. Our blue ray is PS and our green ray is PT. Now do note they want us to say which ones are opposite. Now if you look here, we can see that the rays that are opposite are those that start at the same point but point in opposite directions. So for example, these two are opposite, and then these two are opposite. So we are going to say that PQ and PS are opposite, and that PR and PT are opposite. Now, it's your turn. Go ahead and give it a try. Give another name for segment KL and answer the question, are rays KP and PK the same? Are rays NP and NM the same ray? Explain. Pause the video, give it a try. The intersection of figures is the set of points the figures have in common. So if I had 2 lines, the intersection of 2 different lines is the points that they have in common. If I have 2 planes, the intersection of 2 different planes is the line that they have in common. Example 5. Sketch a plane and a line that is in that plane. So if we remember from the previous part of the lesson, planes are going to be designated by a flat surface. So we'll draw our parallelogram here to show our plane, and then we want to show a line that's in that plane. So let's draw our line. And there we go. Example 6. Sketch a plane and a line that does not intersect the plane. All right, so once again, let's draw our plane. But this time when we draw a line, let's draw a line that is above the plane, but will not intersect. So we don't want it angled in such a way that it would eventually cross the plane. Example 7. Sketch a plane and a line that intersects the plane at a point. So once again, let's sketch our plane. And then this time, let's draw a line, but the line is going to intersect the plane at a single point. And I'm going to use the dots here to show that it is intersecting. And it's going to intersect at, let's say, point P. Example 8. Sketch 2 planes that intersect in a line. Right, so let's start with our plane, and then we're going to take another plane and we're going to have it intersect. So draw it in such a way that it intersects. We'll pretend that's our intersection. And it intersects at this line that exists on both planes. Now it's your turn to try. Name the intersection of line PQ and line K. Be sure to use the notation that we learned in class. Number 2, name the intersection of plane A and plane B. Number 3, name the intersection of line K and plane A. Pause the video, give it a try. All right, so our last example. Example 9. The diagram shows a molecule of sulfur hexafluoride, the most potent greenhouse gas in the world. Name 2 different planes that contain line R. All right, so we have this 3-dimensional figure here. We can see that line R is this line right here. And we want to identify 2 planes that it exists on. So I think the first plane I want to look at is going to be the plane that includes D, F, and A. Now remember, when naming a plane, it's important that we choose 3 points. 2 can be on the line, but the third one should not be. So plane D, F, A will include line R. Now let's find another. So we can also see that if we want to include D and F, we could also include as our third point, G. So if we include D, F, and G, line R will also be included. So plane D, G, F will also include line R. Now it's your turn to try. Name 2 different planes that contain line S. Name 3 different planes that contain point K. And name 2 different planes that contain ray HJ. All right, now go ahead and get started on your practice assignment. Textbook page 8 through 10, 10 through 46 even, 50 through 54 even, 55, and 65 through 72. This assignment is due no later than tomorrow night.